Before we get into today's episode, we just want to take a moment to honor a true Xavier giant, Dr. Norman C. Francis.
Dr. Francis served as president of Xavier University of Louisiana for nearly 50 years. That alone says a lot, but his impact goes even deeper than that. He was a trailblazer, a visionary, and someone who believed fully in the power of Xavier education.
Under his leadership, Xavier grew tremendously, tripling its enrollment, expanding the campus, and earning greater national recognition. Most importantly, it sent thousands of graduates, the Francis-era babies, into the workforce, including doctors, lawyers, educators, musicians, artists, and journalists.
We're sending love to his family and the entire Xavier community. Dr. Francis, thank you for everything. Your legacy lives on in all of us.
Every alumni should give a little something, right? Because we want your time, your talent, and your treasure. And sometimes you can't give all three. But giving 1, 2, that's what matters. Because you have to do something. You have to give back. No one is here on their own. Someone vouched for you, some way, somehow. So it's your duty.
From the Office of Institutional Advancement and Alumni Relations, this is Xavier Gold Live, the podcast highlighting stories of leadership, impact, and the Xavier spirit.
Welcome to Xavier Gold Live, your front row seat to the stories of Xavier alumni transforming passion into purpose. I'm Jamya Stewart, a psychology major exploring the world of mass communication as my minor, hailing from the great city of Chicago, Illinois.
And I'm Amaya Sanford, a proud mass communication major from the Atlanta, Georgia. Together, we're committed to uncovering the stories, legacies, and lived experiences that continue to shape Xavier University.
What's up, Xavier family? Welcome back to another episode of Xavier Gold Live.
It's your girl, Am.
And Jam in the building.
And if you're tuning in, you already know. This is the podcast where we highlight excellence, leadership, and everything that makes Xavier, well, Xavier.
Period. And speaking of excellence, we are officially in Women's History Month.
Okay, shout out to the women, because let's be real, without women, there is no history. There's no present either.
Exactly. We're not just celebrating women this month. We're celebrating impact, innovation, influence, and legacy.
And let's talk about it. Some amazing women have walked these halls. From Dr. Regina Benjamin to Alexis Herman, women have been setting the tone.
And not just nationally. Right here at Xavier, women are leading organizations, breaking records, hosting podcasts.
Oh, hosting podcasts, you say?
I mean, I didn't want to say no names, but
if the shoe fits.
No, seriously though. Women's History Month is about honoring the women who came before us and also recognizing the women doing the work right now.
Yes, and I think what's powerful is that history isn't just something we read in the textbooks. It's being written every day, in classrooms, on the track, in boardrooms, in studios.
And on this podcast.
Exactly. So whether you're making moves quietly or boldly, we see you.
And today's episode is definitely aligning with that energy.
Absolutely. So stay locked in, because we've got a great conversation coming your way. On this episode, we welcome Dr. Natasha Fievre, a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist who is committed to women's health and community wellness. She has served as an attending physician and the director of Outpatient Women's Health Services at the Brooklyn Hospital Center. Dr. Fievre is dedicated to providing exceptional patient care while mentoring the next generation of medical professionals through her faculty role in the hospital's residency program.
Dr. Natasha Fievre, a dedicated physician, educator, and advocate who embodies the spirit of service and excellence that defines Xavier University of Louisiana. A board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist, Dr. Fievre currently serves as an attending physician and the director of Outpatient Women's Health Services at the Brooklyn Hospital Center. She graduated from SUNY Upstate Medical University in Syracuse and completed her residency at the Brooklyn Hospital Center, where she served as chief resident. As a fellow of the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecology, she is deeply invested in women's health, equity and care, and mentorship. In addition to her clinical work, she is an active faculty member in the hospital's residency program, pouring her knowledge into future generations of physicians. Dr. Fierve is also deeply rooted into her community, hosting events such as community baby showers and serving as a trusted health advocate.
Fluent in Creole, French, and English, she brings a global and cultural competent approach to medicine outside of the clinic. She is a lover of fitness, a salsa dancer, a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and currently serves as the first vice president of the New York Tri-State Alumni chapter of Xavier University. Dr. Natasha Fievre is a living example of leadership in action, in medicine, in community, and in her commitment to the mission of Xavier.
Dr. Fievre, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Finally. Yes, I am here.
It's all right.
How are you feeling?
Nervous?
Yes.
Oh. Can I say that?
Yes.
Yeah, I
fine,
actually do
you're
feel
fine.
nervous, but I'm excited.
That's good.
All right? Because I'm here with you guys, and just seeing you just warms my heart.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so glad we can just jump right in.
Yeah.
So as we know, Xavier has produced all kinds of doctors, experts in their field, but what inspired you to specialize in gynecology and obstetrics?
Well, I knew I wanted to be an OB-GYN since I was 15 years old.
Okay.
And actually, I decided to start volunteering at the hospital near my high school. And I'll be honest, after that first day, I went home crying because I was like, I don't know if I can actually do this.
Oh.
It just was so intense. And I was in the operating room. It was hot. I was like, I don't know. But I knew I wanted to work with women and I wanted to help women. And I also knew it was important for women of color to see another woman of color in this field. And so that's how I ended up coming to Xavier, because I knew Xavier would put me on that path, doing what I wanted to do. And going all through medical school and even having my rotations in OB-GYN, I looked at the lifestyle. Because if you know anything about OB-GYN, it is very, very, very demanding. And I thought maybe I could do family physician and, still do a little OB on the side. But nah, that wasn't for me. I wanted to fully commit myself to women's health because I can service women from all age ranges.
I'm so glad that at a young age you were already there
She knew what she
thinking
wanted.
volunteering at a hospital before him, that's a big thing. And I feel like you're very tapped in with yourself to know that you already want to help women and give back at that young age. Now, what role does cultural competence play in your patient care, especially given your trilingual skills?
So I work at a community hospital. And so I encounter patients that speak all sorts of languages, right? And come from all sorts of faiths. Being able to also speak another language makes my patients comfortable at times as well. And I do know bits and pieces of different languages because I've been doing this for so long. So I know some key phrases just so that I can, kind of tap in with my patients and get what I need to get from them as well so that I can provide the best care. In medical school and also in residency, we do have our cultural competence, courses and classes so that we're understanding how pain is expressed in different cultures and religions. Because even myself, Haitian background, I know how we express pain, right? And so learning that and also teaching that to my residents and helping my medical students understand and my nurses as well is important. So it's important to embrace different cultures, open up your mind, and so that you can provide the best care.
That's very important. I didn't even, because I'm not in med school. I'm not on the pre-med track, but I didn't even realize you need to learn everybody to understand everybody.
And I feel like that's doing a service to the community that you serve in as well. Like being able to be aware of how pain is felt. Like I don't think a lot of people think about that, like that simple thing, how that's expressed throughout different cultures. And then you live in like a melting pot kind of. So how does that play into the way that you decide to serve your community, because you live around so many different people and cultures and you're experiencing so much at one time?
So as you had stated before, that I trained at the Brooklyn Hospital Center, and I knew I wanted to stay there. I actually needed to stay there, right? Because I am a U.S. grad, and I knew I could have gone anywhere to even do my residency, but I wanted to be in the community because it's important that they know that we are getting all this education and we're pouring it back into the community. Yes. And so as I encounter patients of different cultures and faiths, I want to learn from them as well so I can best understand what their needs are. And so I can get the right questions across to them to provide the best care and just to understand them. And I want them to understand me, right? Because medicine is a partnership, especially with OB-GYN. When someone's pregnant, if you don't tell me what's going on, I can't provide the best care, right? I can interpret different signs and symptoms, but I need you to also help me along the way. And so the melting pot of New York City has exposed me to everyone in the world. And it's actually broadened my mind, and that I want to explore these cultures outside of, New York City and go to the different places and actually experience the patients and in their native homeland.
You said a key word to me on wanting to experience these other cultures. I feel like you have to have that care within you and that want within you. And I don't think everybody has that. But
it's something you can't teach.
Yes, it is.
Xavier writes, mark your calendars. Give Love Xavier Day returns April 7th through the 10th. And this is our chance to come together and invest in the future of our Xavier.
Each day highlights a different part of the Xavier story, our foundation, our culture, our mission, and our scholars. When you give, you're helping support scholarships, student programs, and the life-changing education that defines Xavier.
Join us, share your story, and show the world why you're for Xavier.
Visit givelove.xula.edu and be a part of the movement, because when Xavierites come together, incredible things happen.
Now, we talked about community a little bit. Now let's go back to your Xavier community. So we know you graduated in the 90s. That was a time.
19th century.
No, but that was a time, though. We heard. So let's take a blast to the past and relive your experience. So it's 1996. Spice Girls just dropped Wannabe. Everyone's rocking Tommy Hilfiger, and the energy on Xavier's campus is electric. What were some of your favorite campus traditions or unforgettable moments from your Xavier years that still stick with you today?
Has to be the patio shows. So I crossed Delta in 1995. So in 96, you 1 year out, you think you're somebody. So and I'm not a big step by, but I would do a little patio show because that's a really short routine. So when we're preparing for that and everybody's coming out on the yard, and the Deltas had the big tree in the center of the yard. Really? So we could see everything. So we would meet out there at noon, and, everybody's just fellowshipping and everything like that. So I always remember that. That was fun times. I remember Springfest. I remember when Outkast came.
Yes.
And I was...
You're a new artist every day.
Yes.
I was on the planning team at that time, so I got to go with them to pick up Outkast, and I was hanging out with Outkast. I thought I was somebody. So I always remember that. That was fun times as well. And just when we got a chance to go over to Gerttown and do some community service and clean up, that was always good. And seeing the kids and just, being a part of the community, right? Because sometimes you can feel like you're walled in. Yeah, and definitely. Just stepping on the outside and just giving to them. They see us, we see you. Now let's get together and let's work together.
I feel like the 90s, the more guests that we have on the show, the 90s was like, that was the time to be a Xavier, right? Like, y'all had some fun. Y'all had good It's a new artist every day, some new food.
Yes.
Man. So how did attending an HBCU like Xavier during the 90s shape your identity and your confidence as a young professional entering the world where, being Black is, cool? In the 90s, that was the culture. The culture was on top. So, how did Xavier influence that?
Well, first thing I must say is that where I come from in New York, we knew nothing about HBCUs. I happened to stumble upon Xavier through a pamphlet.
Wow.
For a summer program. I came here for a summer program my junior year, right? In between junior and senior year. And I was like, oh, I love it here. This is my community. These are my people. This is where I feel at home. Everyone is rooting for me. Like, I can succeed here. Even though I was in Brooklyn in a private school, there were only a handful of students of color. And so I was like, this is where I need to be. So coming to Xavier was the best decision I could have ever made in my life. And I still have my high school friends now, and they're like, we don't know anybody who reps their college like you do.
I know that's right.
I was like, you had to be
there.
I know that's right.
So it has shaped me into the woman that I am today, a strong Black woman. It laid the foundation for me to tackle all the challenges I would face thereof. Because the reality is that everyone is loving up on you while you're here. They want to see you succeed, from fellow students to the people who work here to your professors.
Yes.
But when you get out there,
That's not what
the real world.
not the real world. But here is where I grew up. Here's where I learned who I really was. And so I've carried that with me, that nobody can touch that, that I know who I am. And so I'm not going to say I haven't faced a lot of challenges with racism. I faced it in medical school. I faced it as an attending who's been out working for years and still. But I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. I know my strengths. I know the face that I present and what my reputation precedes me. And so I credit Xavier for teaching me what it's like to be a strong, strong, strong woman.
Yes, I love that. Now, I know you're from Brooklyn. Now, was that a culture shock coming from Brooklyn to New Orleans?
Well, not only am I from Brooklyn, but I'm from a strict Caribbean household. Haitian parents. So when I came here, everything was new, from the food down to the music.
Oh, that
The
bounce.
music.
When I had to go into the cafeteria, I was like, what am I going to
Ask for.
And the music, I was like, I've never heard this before. And how exactly are we supposed to be dancing to this?
Yeah.
But I learned quickly. I was out there at those parties. You can tell me nothing. Like, I wasn't native. But I loved it because it actually brought in my mind that I wanted to learn more about New Orleans. And then I also discovered it has Haitian roots, right? Yes. So there's so much of my family and my culture like still here, you know, as well. So
That's lovely. That's lovely. I feel like most people do have a culture shock when they come to New Orleans because it's a very unique city with their own culture. Like,
yeah, baby.
Yeah, it can be a lot to take on, especially depending on where you're from.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
That I do love, though.
I do, too.
I do love that everyone is so polite, and then I can walk around and say, you know, hello. However, I was the problem when I got here because in New York, people look at you like you're crazy if you're walking around smiling and saying hello.
Hugging everybody.
Yes.
All my friends would say, why you got a mean mug on all the time? And I didn't even realize that I was doing that. So it softened me and it made me a better person, you know, in that sense. So
that's good.
Thank you.
Now, since we're on the topic of New Orleans and Xavier, what does it mean to you to be a Xavierite in your own words?
Being a Xavierite means being the best that you can be. And that looks different for everyone. Xavier has allowed me to forge my own pathway to success, presenting the ideals and the mission of Katherine Drexel and continuing to live it out every day, personally and professionally.
I think that the special thing about Xavier is that they instill our mission in us, the vision statement, all of it, like those core values are really important even 100 years later. And I say this all the time because you hear the different classes come through and they always go back to St. Katherine Drexel, the mission. Like, it's all very important to our history and who we are as Xavierites. And one of the core values I think that we have is developing people who are already leaders, they don't know they're necessarily leaders. They're using those gifts in service to others. So how would you say that your career has allowed you to live out the mission in your day-to-day work?
Well, one thing that I knew when I was done, like getting all those additional letters behind my name, is that I had to give back. I didn't get to the point that I am on my own, be it to get to Xavier, to get through Xavier,
Yes.
to get to medical school and through medical school.
Yes.
Every step of the way, somebody was there pushing me along. And so one of the things I've committed myself to do is medical missions. And so every year I'll do a medical mission. So I've partnered with the American Caribbean Association, and we would do missions to Jamaica and all over Jamaica. And they are actually lovely. And we would be hosted inside of some of the people's homes when we go out into the country as well. And we're seeing patients out of schools or, out of a boardroom, wherever we can, just to get this done. And I've also partnered with a church to do medical missions in Africa. Awesome. And that one was the best experience because I got to operate in another country, but not just operate. You're giving to people who cannot afford to have these surgeries. And I can come and I can give of my services for free. And they would also bring like complicated cases that maybe they couldn't solve or there was an issue. And they would bring them to me so that I can, solve the problem or operate. And I form a link and a bond with the doctors that are there and continuing to follow up on those patients. So I knew from day one I had to give back. I had to do this, That's important.
Yes.
And any little thing that you can do to help someone else is important.
Yes. Now, what did it feel like to be able to go to these countries where people can't do it for themselves? Like, what was the feeling of being able to help somebody else?
I felt proud. I felt proud that I could do this because a lot of people may not be able to. Yeah. So like a lot of the times when I went to Jamaica, I paid for everything out of pocket to go there, right? And I made a donation along with another one of our obstetricians to the Jamaican Cancer Society so that they can run all our pap smears for us and then connect it with another doctor to make sure that the residents would get their results. Now, when I went to Africa, we were sponsored. So that was even better because we can get to go for a longer period of time and we can service more of the community. And when you see the patients there, they're so grateful that you've come. And they would always say, job well done. Bon travail, and that would just be touching. Because a lot of times people don't thank you, right? Yes. Unfortunately, here in the U.S., we live in a society where people just take, and don't even necessarily say thank you or make you feel grateful. And doing the missions actually reinvigorates me. Because, of course, I'm human. Sometimes I get boggled down by just the routine of the things that I have to do in my daily life and my obligations. And just having someone who's really grateful just for the small little thing that I can do for them. It just makes, me feel appreciated and warms my heart.
I'm glad we're on the topic of being able to come back, reach one, teach one. You're here for YMTF. Yes. So that is really exciting. You've been able to kind of do your small part, like you said, just coming back, talking to the students, those little piece of gems that you may be dropping for them. You're able to see it manifest right in front of your eyes. So as someone who's seen firsthand the power of community engagement outside of the world, but more importantly at Xavier, how can alumni be encouraged to reconnect and support the current students outside of things like YMTF?
Well, the first thing is alumni can become an active member in their local alumni association. Yes. Because in that, it's not just also connecting with your fellow alumni, it's also with the students who are here on campus. So giving them a network that they know we're back home. You're here. But we still got you.
We got you.
And whatever you need, we are there for you. We are very active in doing our send-offs and letting the students know that,
See me, I'm over here like, yes.
We're there and we're supporting you. And every alumni should give a little something, right? Because we want your time, your talent, and your treasure. And sometimes you can't give all three. But giving 1, 2, that's what matters, because you have to do something. You have to give back. No one is here on their own.
Yes.
Someone
Important.
vouch for you some way, somehow. So it's your duty.
Yeah.
It's your duty.
And it's like a cycle. Like you have to give to receive, pretty much.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad you talked about those send-offs and those alumni chapters at home, because, man, when I tell you my mom was trying to make me go, and at first I was like, Mom, I'm not trying to go. I am so glad that I went to my send-off in Atlanta. Like, I still talk to everybody to this day. Like,
you create those lifelong bonds right before you step here.
And it makes you feel like you have a sense of community and family before you even get on campus. I always try to ask everybody when new freshmen come in, do you have an alumni chapter at home? Like, you need to tap in.
Tap in.
During homecoming, they still come out, make sure you're okay. Like, it's amazing. It's great. I love it.
Yes.
Now, it is time for our favorite portion of the podcast.
I'm excited. What is it?
It is time to rush our gold guests into answering some rapid fire questions. This segment of the podcast is called the Live 5. We will ask you 5 questions we think our gold community would love to know. Are you ready?
I think I am.
Okay. First question. Favorite professor?
Necessarily my professor, but it had to be J.W. Carmichael.
I knew that was coming in there. What is more stressful, delivering a baby or speaking at a community event?
Speaking at a community event.
Underrated skill every doctor should have.
Playing video games.
What was your favorite med school study snack?
Cheetos.
Leadership is
Black excellence.
Yes. That was good.
Happy Black History Month, everybody.
Yes.
Well, again, it was a pleasure connecting with you, a fellow alumnus, through conversation. How can our growing gold community connect with you online?
Well, I am on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Natasha Fievre. And also I'm on Instagram as nfiev2003. Now my Facebook profile is Papillon Rouge. And I had to change it because the patients were finding me, but you guys can find me.
How are they finding you through that?
Oh,
They'll do
that's a long story. So yes, those are the ways in which we can connect.
Okay. Well, Dr. Fievre, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you. You girls are fabulous. Thank you so much for having me. I was so nervous. Thank you for making me feel like I was talking to some girls.
Yes, conversation.
Thank you.
XU, you know what to do.
Subscribe and rate the show today and join us, the Xavier Gold Live podcast, on the first Tuesday of every month to stay up to date with all things alumni.
Follow at XULA Alumni on Instagram and subscribe to our monthly alumni newsletter.
Until next time, Xavierites.